Davis Street, for those of you who haven't driven down it. It is not a street per se. It is a
We
set
use it
of
though.
ruts that go across a lot. There's no asphalt or concrete. There are large choke holes in it. We've had some issues where people tried to pull out on the road and had near misses. But I was approached by the owners of Rocky Point. They were asking that we possibly close down the road because they had plans to build in that area. They've got some, and I'm not gonna go into any details, but they have some interested parties that want to put up some structures there. It would be an outstanding amenity for our city. The governing body of a general municipality by ordinance may vacate, abandon, or close a street or alley. The municipality petition signed by all the owners of the real property abutting the street or alley is submitted to the governing body. The only two owners of the property along each side of the Smiths Rocky Point Adventures. And does Sadar own that property? Chief?
Police station.
Yeah, the booth station.
I believe so.
City Authority, okay. I understand that they are both working on a plan to bring in business that area, but that street, if you want to call it a street, needs to be closed. It gives us an opportunity. It's a street we don't maintain. We have it for many, many years. People that come out or are going to the back end of the area have other options to turn to get home or to get to Rocky Point. It really serves no purpose other than being a different cut through should someone choose to use it, but it's only a cut through, it's not a street.
There's never anybody using it from the 259 side that I can see when I'm up there, because it runs right not too far away from the ice machine and all that. And you never see anybody using that in entryway and exit. If they do, it's probably very few and far between.
Is there a fence that runs down through there?
No.
Okay.
No, I know that.
I have one quick question. if that's
Yes, ma'am.
okay. There are some people that use that street. My neighbors use it. I mean, it's convenient for them. If you were to close it off, would you sell it to those property owners and have it as income for the city?
Yes,
Okay.
that's the point, and we have to, but the addendum to that agreement is that we have to maintain access to it. They can't build on top of it because we have a water line that runs through it.
Right. So have you spoken to the neighbors that do use it, or no? Or does it matter?
No, because they have other options to get to the highway, and that would be on paved streets.
I think it just irritates me a little bit that roads are just taken and given to Rocky Point. Whatever they want, they get.
That's not true.
Okay.
And I can understand you might have that perception. What we're trying to do is go forward. This is always the end game.
Where Rocky Point's using, it's a part of their parking. They don't own that property. Sadar owns that piece of property.
Yes.
So it's Sadar's property on both sides.
Easy enough.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Yes, because when I had to get permission to use that property to start the parade, I called Ginger and asked for permission, and she said, you can use it, but it's not my property. It's Sidar's property. He's just let us use it for parking.
It shows, I'm looking at Oxy Hunt, and it shows Sidar's name on both sides.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Ginger told me. She said,
So-
we've just been able to use the property for our parking, but it is Sidar's property.
Okay.
So what's our path forward if we decide to look at this?
The street we're going to abandon, when you get the petition signed by the owners of that property, which would be Sadar in this case, and the gentleman in Hazel. You can go ahead and move forward on it, get the petition signatures required.
Right. Yeah, if we wanna create an ordinance to close Davis Street, anybody that has conjoining property must sign a petition stating that they're okay with the closing of that property.
Okay, so we need to create the ordinance first, go through them with it.
Well, you actually have to have the petition created first before you can move forward with the ordinance.
Okay. And the completion of the writing of the ordinance, and we close the street.
Yes.
Okay. And I understand people's frustration with the streets. I drive on them too. We all do. I'm not trying to reinvent Lone Star into Dallas or Houston or anything else. I'm just trying to get back to a point where we have adequate cash flow to deal with issues like streets and other things that our citizens want, and we can't do it if we're not willing to consider change occasionally. And that may mean that we shut roads for the benefit of bringing in businesses. And I'm not talking about, I don't have a grand scale plan to shut a number of roads, but I'm just looking at this one, drove up to it, and didn't see the value in keeping it open. As things stand now, we're not going to pave it. We have enough issues with city streets that we're trying to patch all the time. We do not have it within our budget to completely cover the streets. So it's just to look at the baseline of what that entails. We ran cost on it. We only have 14 miles of road, but albeit if that were the case, if you went that expensive, you'd be looking at $75 million. We sit here on this council and we don't represent a few, we represent 1,550 people that are asking us to do our best to enhance the amenities that they have. I don't know any other way to do it but to be aggressive.
With that being said, I make a motion that we create an ordinance to consider the closure of Davis Street.
And we'll go with the petition to the adjoining landowners.
Right.
I second it.
Contact Morris County first to verify
Yes.
this location.
Yes.
That needs to be done.
We'll run that background check on it. But in the meantime, we can start moving forward. We have a first and a second Everyone in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?